60 seconds. All right. How are the pups and cats? How are the dogs and cats?
This way, I got you.
You prejudice against cats?
I am prejudiced against cats.
Ouch, ouch, my friend. We had dogs in the past, but
You find one good thing and do just
okay, I thought you said you're talking about me finding a good pet. All right, let's see here. This will be quick now tonight, I think. Okay.
I redesigned the form 5 months ago. And it's been brought to the city, come back here, and they still screwed it up. They item, agenda item.
Oh, well. Okay, is this us? Where are we? Here we go. All right, I'd like to call to order the April 16, 2024 meeting of the West Palm Beach Planning Board. Mr. Clerk, if you'll kindly call the roll.
Steve Meyer,
Present?
Peter Pivko,
Present.
Will Corrente,
Present.
Patrick Mayfield,
Present.
Deborah Rainey,
Present.
Andres Paradella,
Present.
Jean Marseille Jr.,
Present.
Sam Fish.
Present.
Thank you.
Next order of business is approval of the March 19, 2024 minutes. Has everyone had the opportunity to review them? Are there any changes or corrections? And if not, I'm looking for a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Motion and second. Is any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Next on the agenda is a report of the planning staff.
We weren't going to go through a full report. We did have one project, but we're hoping to bring more to you next month when Angela's back. So they're all enjoying APA. Maybe we'll get an update of what they got while they were up in Minnesota. So,
Okay,
thanks.
thank you. Mine will be even shorter. Next on the agenda are remarks by the chairperson, of which I have none. So next is the declaration of ex parte communications. I am not going to discuss case 1712, as I understand this is going to be continued. I have a lengthy thing on disclosures with respect to that. With respect to the only case going forward, I just want to say, let's see, that I have had no ex parte communications. I have not received written communications. I have conducted no investigations. I have made no site visits, and I received no expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made a part of the record. So again, I'm dealing only with the second case, not 1712D, which I understand we're not going forward on today. Let me start, Andre, with you.
As to the matter of projects that will be presented this evening, I have not had any ex parte communications. I have not had any received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation or made a site visit, and I have not received expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record.
Deborah, with respect to Planning Board Case 1978 only.
Okay. As it regards the agenda set tonight for the cases, I have not had ex parte communication. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit. I have not received expert opinion. And the communication I did have for the case that's to be continued.
We'll say that
we'll
for the
have
next
that for
meeting.
next time. So I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record, and any decisions I make this evening will be based on the evidence presented.
Peter, with respect to 1978.
1978 only. I have not had any communications regarding item 1978. I have not had ex parte communications. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation, nor have I not made a site visit. I have not received expert opinions, and I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record.
All right. Will?
As to matter 1978, I have not had ex parte communications. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit, and I have not received expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record.
Thank you. Patrick?
As to the matter of Planning Board Case 1978, I have not had ex parte communications. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit, and I have not received expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record.
Thank you. Gene?
As to case 1978, I have not had ex parte communications. I have not received written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit. I have not received expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record.
Thank you. Sam?
As to matter Planning Board Case 1978, I have not had ex parte communications. I have not received any written communications. I have not conducted an investigation. I have not made a site visit. I have not received any expert opinions. I request that these disclosures and all written communications be made part of the record.
All right, thank you. That brings us then to the swearing in of speakers. Would everyone who plans to speak or offer testimony this evening please stand up and raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding will be truthful? Yes. Thank you. You may be seated. All right, that brings us to Planning Board Case number 1712D. There has been a request that this matter be continued until our next meeting. I am looking for a motion unless any of the board members have questions or concerns.
I think we should approve it and surprise everybody.
We'll try to keep that to a minimum. So
I move that the planning board continue planning board case number 1712D, Z2823 Carefree Theater redevelopment rezoning to commercial plan development to the May 21st, 2024 planning board meeting to be held at 6 p.m. in the City Commission Chambers, 401 Clematis Street, West Palm Beach.
Second.
we have a motion, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. That then brings us to case 1978, and may we hear from the applicant.
For you, as I said, click down here to go down. Okay. Good evening. My name is Greg Rideau. I'm with the West Palm Beach Police Department. Been there 28 and a half years. I'm asking for a text amendment change to. I'm the owner of a golf cart company, Scorpion Custom Rides. I'm asking for a text amendment change to Chapter 94 in the zoning and landing development regulations for Article 5, Section 94. 2-210. I want to sell electric golf carts in that district. I have 2-seaters, 4-seaters, 6-seaters, and everything is electric. Right now, the area doesn't call for sale of golf carts, which are recreational vehicles. And I'm just asking for a change to be able to come in and sell golf carts. There are none in the area. There's options for citizens in the area for travel, provides growth and innovation, and there's no negative impact on the community or the businesses around. Right now, the agency already have the use of golf carts and electric bikes downtown in the area, and I just want to be able to provide a better opportunity for more residents to be able to purchase golf carts in the area. Are there any questions? I'm here for
Okay.
any questions.
Andre, can we start with you? Any questions of the applicant?
I have no questions.
Deborah? Peter?
I just wanted to let you know that there's a very, very famous river going through Canada's capital called the Rideau River.
Yes, sir. I visited.
Okay, well, thank you for that question. Will, how about you?
So these, the golf carts are street legal, right? So-
There are golf carts, they're street ready, but you can convert them to street legal if you choose to, yes.
I got you. Cool. Thanks.
Patrick?
No questions.
Gene?
No questions.
Sam?
Does the Northwood Mixed Use District specifically prohibit them right now, or just they're not included in the list of approved?
They're not included, it's just retail businesses, but it doesn't specify specifically golf carts or recreational vehicles.
Okay.
So you're just looking for the right to sell. This doesn't affect where these carts go or not go. That's not part of this request.
No, it's just
a
a
request to be able to
request
sell
to
in the
sell.
district.
Yes, storefront.
To have a business that sells them.
So it's just a straight up zoning designation.
That's my understanding, but we'll
Right.
double check with staff when they get up.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
all.
sir.
Sorry.
Can we hear from staff? And I understand we have someone new today.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Luis Vicentini here, a new senior planner with the city of West Palm Beach. I'm going to introduce and present the item tonight. Let me just exit this one out of here.
Yeah,
Am I-
no record. Is it a record?
Well, first things first, I would like to thank you for your service, Mr. Gregg, for this even for your last 28 years with the city. That's awesome, outstanding. So what we have before you tonight is a request of the applicant for a PB number 1978 Zoning and Land Development Regulations Text Amendment within the Northwood Mixed Use District for the permitted use table. The applicant proposed to amend, this is actually a private initiated text code amendment requested by the applicant to amend Article 4, Section 94210, Table 7-9, Item 87 of the Zoning and Land Development Regulations. The specific item is a motor vehicle sales and rental establishment with no services enclosed to permit the sales of small recreational vehicles with additional requirements within the transitional area of the Northwood Mixed Use District. Just for the record, to state the applicant stated, the use is currently not allowed within the NMUD transition sub-district. So therefore, that's what we're here for today, to correct that, to lift that prohibition and allow that type of use to be operated within those areas. Just a quick background regarding the NMUD district. It's located within the edge it is comprised of 3 different types of sub-districts. Edge sub-district to the north, as you can see on the slide. Core sub-district to the west. The transition sub-district to the south, east, and a portion of the west. It is also bounded by historic single-family high-density residence to the north, general commercial properties to the south, the mixed-use properties to the east, and light industrial properties to the west. The city has maintained this area since the 1930s. As you can see here, this is the subject property located at 2405 North Dixie Highway. It is a vacant unit, commercial, with 1,200 square foot. It is located in NMUD Transition Sub-District, as previously stated. The future land use is a mixed use, and it is also located within the CRA and Northwood Road Historic District. As you can see in the table number 7-9, the proposed use is currently not allowed within the transition sub-district. As you can see, item number 87, motor vehicle sales and rental, no service enclosed, only allows with additional requirements within the edge sub-district and is not allowed within the transition and the core sub-districts. So for that purpose, staff did a thorough research and analysis and findings also to verify whether the use is should be included within the transition sub-district to allow the operations of the such a use. And according to our research, based on the state statute and NAICS category code, city has determined that the golf carts are classified under the category of small recreational vehicles. According to Chapter 94, Appendix A, Item 87, as it is shown right now, small recreational vehicles fall under the category of motor vehicle sales and rental, no service, and that's what we're presenting here before you tonight on that item number 87. So what makes this use, allow use within that transition sub-district area? So according to our analysis, staff has found that there are other similar uses currently present within that transition sub-district that will allow that use to be operating within these areas. Not only that, this type of use will be a great asset towards that area, not only for the economic impact, the positive economic impact that will have that, but also for the different type of use that will allow residents and current users of Curry Park, which is located east of the property, about 2 blocks down the property, to actually purchase those types of mobility assets and use them within the park and also within the area, with the transition area. As there was a question before whether they can be converted. Yes, they can be converted in gas. However, for this purpose, we're not allowing the conversion. It's going to be strictly electric sales. Just like other similar use that has different types of sales of different types of retail business areas within the area where sell similar types of electric components. We also have restaurants, we have services within this area. It's a very eclectic area that will definitely accommodate such a use. And as you can see on the slide, number 49, motor vehicle sales and rental establishment, we're going to incorporate a new language within the code, which states as A, additional application requirements. We strike the none and add number 1, for sales of small recreational vehicles, minimum site dimensions 1,000 square feet. Why 1,000 square feet? According to staff research also, we have concluded that those small and compact vehicles are electric. They don't occupy too much space. I was speaking with the gentleman, and he said that he was able to accommodate up to 17 carts, golf carts within the property. So it is very compact. It's easy to bring in and out. It can go through the right front door. It has a double door in front of the house. The commercial establishment, and it's not going to be an impact to the facade or to the current architecture. They will not need any type of alteration within the facade, and will respect the historical character of the community. Number 2, no outdoor display for sales or rental of motor vehicles allowed. This is extremely important because we're not going to allow display of these types of mobility assets outside of the property. All the operations will be conducted within the property and only within the property. Will never be allowed to be displayed outside of the property. As such, we're introducing the new type of use within the transition sub-district. As you can see, it will be permitted with conditions already disclaimed for you before, and they will be placed down on the table 7-9 under the notes. Number 12, permit is subject to the following limitations I already described for you. Therefore, for the record, the recommendations for PB 1978 is the approval based on the findings that the request text code amendment meets the required amendment standards found in section 94-32A of the zoning and land development regulations. That concludes my presentation. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Thank
All right,
you.
let me start at this end. Sam, how about you? Any questions?
So I know there's a handful of old antique car places on the south side of the district, kind of along Dixie Highway. Is there a specific reason why sales of any vehicles have been prohibited or not allowed within this particular district in Northwood?
I don't have those specifics at this time. I can definitely will search that information and get back to you on that. But for these types of sales, it will be just for electric golf cart vehicles. There will be no motor or type of combustion engine systems that will be incorporated into the sales of this type of use.
Well, can you go back to the amendment, please?
Sure.
So does it say anything specific about electric vehicles, or it just says minimum site dimensions and then no outdoor display?
Correct. As stated before, electric golf carts, they fall under the category of small recreational vehicles, which is also displayed into the...
So it's a new definition of small.
That is
vehicles.
correct.
That
It is a
it's limited to
definition.
electric. It's part
Because
of
the city
definition.
doesn't have a specific definition for golf carts, therefore we had to do a thorough research, and according to the state statute, which I have in front of me here, and I'll read it for the record also. Golf cart state definition, Florida statute, chapter 320-01, between parentheses 22, golf cart means a motor vehicle that is designed and manufactured for operation on a golf course for sporting or recreational purpose, and that is not capable of exceeding speeds of 20 miles per hour. All the golf carts are electric vehicles. The ones that are converting into two-stroke engines are the ones that are street legal, and these ones we're not incorporating into this request here. Moreover, in order for you to be able to operate those types of combustion systems, you are required to pull a license plate for those that they become street legal. So in this case, that's not our case tonight.
So these are vehicles that are not to be used like in recreation, just you can purchase them and have them sent to your house or whatnot.
They can definitely be sent out to your house, and details associated to the transportation of those, I will leave it up to the gentleman. But yes, specifically for the retail sales, they can be dealt and operated within the property, not outside. But as far as transportation, he can actually provide further information for you, sir.
Okay, would the language also kind of apply to other vehicles like electric scooters or jet skis or?
No marine specific vehicles. According to NAICS, marines are not included within this proposal. Scooters, yes, mopeds, small mopeds, all electric charge powered types of mobility, small, they are included within the small recreational vehicles, correct. The golf carts are actually the largest one within that category of small recreational vehicles. All the way to the shortest one, are those scooters, electric scooters that are available on the market.
I'm trying to understand, so this language is specific to electric vehicles in this specific allowance for an electric vehicle sales or distribution in the district.
Okay. So, again, as stated before, the electrical vehicles for this type of use are incorporated within the small recreational vehicles. There's no specific for electrical or not, but they are incorporated within the electrical motor vehicles. I mean, there's no specific association to it. I mean, I don't quite understand. What was your question again?
Well, I'm just trying to understand. I mean, I don't think there's anything specific against the golf carts or gas or electric. I'm just thinking, is the language specific enough to allow for the text amendment for this use that isn't opening up for something, someone uses this and wants to put a boat jet ski distribution that happens to be electric or something that maybe isn't. This is why I asked if there was a reason why it wasn't allowed in the Northwood Historic District specifically. Do they not want certain types of sales? Retail sales there? Do they want it to,
Again, I can actually do that kind of research, and I'll get back to you on that one, specifically why I didn't want those kind of use, but yes, would you like to defer? Sure. Yeah. All right.
Dodie Glass for the record. So these types of sales just were not thought about, to be honest. What we're finding, and you'll also note that there was just discussion last night at the commission about all of these micro-mobility types of equipment because we're adjusting and looking at code revisions that'll deal with different penalties and so forth, because there's a lot more electric bikes, electric scooters, and so forth. So under the small vehicle, we know that there are provisions there that need to be addressed in our code because we don't address them at all. So in terms of sale, the idea was we didn't really think about sales of those types of things. As long as it's enclosed, it's meant to be operating more like a retail use. Don't have an issue with that. The issue was more about we don't want outdoor display. It wasn't meant to be larger vehicles, and it certainly wasn't meant to be a marine operation, which are classified differently. The structure is, the NCIS codes are dictate different definitions both at the state level and then in the code itself in terms of how it's identified. So marine is a separate type of use, not in the same recreational vehicle use, even though they're used for recreation.
Got it. Okay, so then it would just apply to anything from bikes to scooters, golf carts. Okay.
And they would all fall under the small vehicle classification. And again, they would be limited to indoor, not anything outdoor. So it operates like a retail establishment.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions, Sam?
No. I think, just think if making it some sort of a text amendment that for a specific use is all, try to think about all the other ways that could in the future affect other types of uses that maybe this wasn't intended to apply for. Same way that, they never really thought of the golf cart or electric golf cart as a specific recreational vehicle. But in and of itself, I don't have any particular additional questions regarding it.
Are you done? I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you done with your questions, Sam?
Yes, I'm done.
Gene?
I do have a question, but I think to answer Sam's question, I think at times the code does make a distinction between a showroom and a dealership. And so with the classic cars, often the cars are just displayed with not high volume of sales. So I guess to confirm what Sam was saying, the language is overly broad, specific for intentionally, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just one question, and this might be for the applicant. So if somebody wants to test drive one of the recreational vehicles, do you not foresee the vehicles being displayed at least momentarily or going in and out of the facility, maybe thwarting the intent not to display, but what kind of activity will be going in and out in terms of display of the golf carts for test driving purposes?
So, according to the code amendment, the rule is clear. There will be no display whatsoever outside, not even for a few minutes. If there will be a transition between the indoor and outdoor for the purpose of test drive, then that needs to be conducted swiftly, quickly, to bring it outside and bring it back in right away. You cannot leave it outside for display. That responds your question?
I just think it'll be an unintentional display, but I mean, it's usually not a quick, 1, 2, kind of get comfortable, feel the seats a little bit.
Understood.
I don't know.
For that, I will actually defer to the applicant.
Yes, sir. So when you come through the front door, just to the south, there's a parking lot behind the Music Man, which is a real big parking lot in the back. It's where I tend to do the test drives back up in there, it's away from the public, in the parking lot next to a school.
And is there a rear access, or you're coming through the front door?
The front door is only one way in and one way out through the front door.
Okay. Thank you.
Gene, any other questions? And if not, Patrick?
I do have one question for staff. So it will continue to be prohibited, the sale of regular motor vehicles?
That is correct.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Will? Oh, my God, yes.
So when you read the text of the state law, it made no distinction between electric and motor. why intentionally make the distinction in this? I think it's a great use. I'm not arguing the use or the approval or non-approval of the use, but to make it electric only, it just doesn't seem, and the text that you have written here doesn't distinguish electric, so.
And again, Doty Glass for the record, it does not distinguish that it has to be electric. We know that that's what the demand has been, but it would not prevent someone in the case if there was a,
Well, perfect. And the reason why, because earlier you said that they can be converted. So I just want to make sure we're not approving a use for you that would then winds up inhibiting your business in the future.
there's no restriction in the
Perfect.
language that's proposed.
Thanks.
Luis, I had a question about, make me understand why no outdoor advertising, not even a facsimile or a non-working unit?
So the character of the neighborhood is very clear. It is a clean, clear, very eclectic area. There are a lot of facades that are also historic in components. It is not the best interest for the city, and neither for the public, to have displays of any type of vehicles or any sort of display of any visual pollution on eyesore for the area also. So we are making sure that the use, the operations take place indoors and not outdoors. Otherwise, you're going to create a massive problem on the sidewalks. You're going to have a lot of people blocking, a lot of these cars blocking the access for people to walk within the area. Enmud is a very accessible for pedestrians walk in the areas, and if you start allowing people to display different types of assets in the sidewalk, you're going to create issues blocking pedestrian passageway and all sorts of things. So it's not
So in other
interesting.
words, there's no room between the sidewalk and
That
the
is-
storefront?
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And just a reminder that in Northwood, if you recall, we talked about parkways and parklets and sidewalk cafes. We do have limited right-of-way area, and we also have some streets that are under FDOT control, so that's another limitation of how we deal with things like sidewalk cafes. So we have existing historic buildings, so we're more limited in how much space is available.
Any questions, Deborah?
I have no questions.
Andre?
So when there's a delivery of these vehicles, how do they come, and how many come at one time? Is it like a semi that comes and you get 10 or so, or I don't know how this
Yeah, so
operation
a
works in
semi
that
would
sense.
come, and the delivery would be in the same back.
In that back
parking lot,
area?
which is east and west and then south from the store. And they get delivered over there, taken off the truck, and then brought inside and assembled, and ready for show.
Okay. The other question I had was, as far as the designation that you're saying that's nothing that can exceed 20 miles per hour, is that really what you're?
No, so the golf carts are street ready, which can go, in the state of Florida, you can have a golf cart that goes up to 25 and below.
Okay.
To be street legal, you can't sell them, or you can't sell them, period, from 25 and above. So you can drive a golf cart or LSV, anything on a city street with the tag for any road that's designated for 25 and below. So
Okay.
that's all the golf carts that's out west anywhere, they all sell them at 25 and below.
Okay.
That you can't go faster than 25.
So yeah, that's what you're intending to sell then?
Yes,
right?
so the golf carts I have, which are all golf carts, and then any cart that goes above a golf cart becomes a LSV, which is a low-speed vehicle. They have to meet the 5 requirements from the state, which is the windshield wiper, the tag light, the LSV sign, and the turn signals. So I would just have to add those 3 or 4 options on the golf cart to make it street legal, then for you to go get it registered as a street vehicle.
Got it. Okay.
All right, I
Okay.
just had, Louise, a quick question for you.
Yes, Mr.
We
Chair.
encourage these types of vehicles, right? That's part of our overall thing, so we should be supportive of this type of thing, correct?
Yes, sir.
I only had a question, and it's not, it seems kind of arbitrary to restrict it to 1,000 square feet. I mean, if, let's say, for example, contiguous space is available and he could expand his business to the next place, but now he's restricted, is there a reason where, it seems kind of artificial to say it can't be more than 1,000?
It is actually a minimum.
I misunderstood then, thank you. Then that answers that question. But you are saying something that I think is really important, because we've had this discussion before, that these types of things, all of them, are the kind of things we're encouraging for our city. Bicycles, ride shares, just all these alternatives to just single car ownership.
Carbon free.
So the city is supportive of this type of use. Okay, that answers my question. Any other questions of anyone?
No, we just need to enforce the traffic laws to them like we do for everybody else, because
Well,
the
they
scooters,
can mount guns
the
on
scooters
themselves,
run
and
through the
that would be-
stoplights like they don't exist.
All right. Does anyone from the public wish to be heard on this? And if not, we'll bring it back to the board. Does anyone have any concerns or objections to this? It seems like it's something we should be encouraging and grateful the man's proceeding with it. So then I'll look for a motion for approval. And I just will say one quick thing, Louise. If the other case had gone first and you had gone second, we would have spent 5 minutes on this case, just to let you know. When you're the only case, this
Thank
is
you
what
for spending
happens.
extra time with us.
Take that as a lesson. It would have been a 5
Appreciate
minutes.
that.
You forgot to show a slide of the villages. Everybody goes with a golf cart everywhere.
All right, I'm looking for a motion.
I do have one more question, actually. In
The
back to
motion and the second. So what's your thing here?
specifically, is there a particular reason why it's restricted
Order
to
here, go ahead.
1,000 square feet?
It's not
I
restricted
know
to,
it says the minimum,
it's a minimum, correct.
but what's the rationale behind the minimum of 1,000 square feet?
For example, we calculate according to the number of golf carts that can be placed within the area, and accommodates a minimum of 17 golf carts within the property, which is a fairly amount of square footage or footprint required for that type of use. Golf carts are, I would say, one of the largest small recreational vehicles within the trade. So all the others will benefit for having that type of square footage within the property. We'll give extra square footage to accommodate all types of different
Oh, no, I mean,
mobility assets.
because you're saying it's a minimum.
No teasing. Keep going. We're just,
Sorry.
No, no. If, I mean,
just
just,
gonna give Sam a 3-minute timer. Go ahead.
if there's a reason why there's a minimum, meaning like if there's a 500 or 800 square foot space that somebody wants to utilize to rent scooters, for example, is there a reason why there should be any sort of minimum square footage?
I'll defer to Doherty.
Just one of the things that was looked at when staff looked at square footage of space is also making sure that they accommodate what they need to do inside the space. Again, because we know that the outside space, we don't want to be in a situation where things are
Got it.
proliferating out. Again, it's meant to be walkable. We're encouraging a lot of other activity, and we are encouraging, all of this other transport possibilities for the city. So that was really it.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, we had a motion and a second, and then a question from Sam. But we're back now we're ready to call the motion. So we have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion?
Wait, we gotta read the motion.
Oh, I thought there was a motion to,
Yeah,
I
we're
guess
gonna
we
read
should
the
have a
motion.
more formal motion.
I'll make
read
a motion.
approval. Who made the original motion? Who?
Who moved it?
Okay, do you mind reading it? We'll get
Move
it
that
right,
the planning
Sam.
board recommend to the City Commission approval of Planning Board Case Number 1978, a privately initiated request for a text amendment to the Zoning and Land Development Regulations, Chapter 94, Article 7, Special Districts, Section 94-210, Northwood Mixed Use District, Table 7-9, Item 87, and Section 94-273, extra requirements for special use or permitted uses to permit the retail sales of small recreational vehicles in the NMUD Transition Subdistrict with additional requirements. The motion is based upon the testimony presented at the hearing, along with the application submitted and the staff report, which constitute competent substantial evidence. The planning board hereby makes findings of fact that the application complies with the required standards in Section 94-32 of the City of West Palm Beach zoning and land development regulations.
Okay, who made the original second?
Second.
Okay, I was just trying to figure who made the original second so they can accept the amended motion, but I'm fine just to have a second on this motion. All right, we have a motion and second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. That then brings us to code revision cases, of which there are none, to other business, unfinished business, new business. If there's nothing more, we stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone. I gotta sign this.